Tom Hanks. Greyhound. So Greyhound is a World War II movie. It's on Apple TV+. It's another movie that was gonna come out theatrically, and actually I heard Tom Hanks was really bummed about this movie being pushed to streaming service. After watching it, I completely understand why. So here's the gist of it. Back in our days in the war against those damn Nazis, the United States Navy sent a convoy of ships to the UK bringing supplies. Tom Hanks plays the captain of one of these ships, codenamed Greyhound. He has to lead all these ships to the United Kingdom without a lot of air support, so they could be under fire from German submarines, who of course are gonna want to stop us from bringing supplies to our British friends. And without the air support to cover our ass, we might be in trouble. I mean, the air support is coming, but they're gonna be a few days. So we just gotta stay safe, fire on these German subs whenever we have the chance. Oh, and also, this is this captain's first voyage out to sea during this war. So yeah, no pressure, Captain Hanks. And so now here we go with our movie. And I actually really enjoyed it. First of all, yeah, Tom Hanks, it's a no-brainer. He's still one of my favorite actors in the business, because he's so instantly likable. I mean, because he's Tom Hanks. How can you not like that face? And yeah, you notice these days that Tom Hanks tends to play the same kind of character in a lot of movies, but he's really good at it. He's playing a really smart man with a big responsibility on his shoulders, but he's also caring and understandable. That's the kind of Tom Hanks character I usually know. And also, this isn't his first time playing a ship captain, just saying. But the character he plays in this film also had a more strict side. I mean, he's a captain of a military fleet, so young man, you cannot mess up your orders. If you sneeze one more time while relaying an order, you will be relieved of duty. That happens in the movie. Granted, Tom Hanks' character isn't the one who says that, but it does add to Tom Hanks' character. Because this is war, people. We cannot fuck this up. And unlike a certain Christopher Nolan World War II movie, this film actually gives us a reason to care about our crew. Yeah, I know I shouldn't compare this movie to another movie, especially Dunkirk, but I can't help it. When I first saw the trailer for this movie, I was like, oh, I am inevitably going to compare this to Dunkirk. There's just no way around it. Because I still stand by what I said about Dunkirk. I didn't care about any of the soldiers or characters in that film because the movie didn't give me a reason to care. This movie, we have Elisabeth Shue, who plays Tom Hanks' girlfriend. There's a scene in the beginning of the film where it shows them talking, and Tom Hanks is like, I'm gonna propose to you when all this is done. So right there, you're like, oh, okay, now I know what we're fighting for in this war. I mean, yeah, it's easy to say we're fighting the war to stop the Nazis, but what specifically is this captain's reason for fighting in the war? Why is he fighting? Why does he want to stop the Nazis? Oh, so he can propose to his girlfriend. Now it makes sense, and now we have an emotional attachment to him. I'm sorry, but Dunkirk didn't give me anything like that. Or at least nothing that I remember. And so for like 95% of the movie, we're out there on the boat, we're out at sea, and we're fighting the German submarines. The visual effects in this movie are actually really awesome, and now I know why Tom Hanks was bummed about this movie being pushed to streaming service. Because the visual effects, the boats out on the sea, they look awesome. The waters are rough. The waves are crashing all around this boat. Things are blowing up like other boats and oil tankers, which prompts me to ask, how come the only oil tanker stories worth telling are the ones where they blow up? I don't know, that question just crossed my mind while I was watching this movie. But along with the visual effects, the sound design as well was really awesome. I mean, I have a surround sound system here at home, so I cranked it up. Again, the waves crashing around the boat is just... And these are big, huge boats with guns. Gunboats. So when these shots are fired, it's all... It's loud and it's awesome. I mean, war movies are notorious for being very loud, so... props to this one for keeping up with that tradition. And the movie also does have some more emotional scenes, not just in the beginning, because I feel like if it was just that one scene with his girlfriend in the beginning, and then the rest of the movie there were no more emotional scenes, I wouldn't really be okay with that. While we're out at sea, we need to have some reminders of why we're fighting. You gotta keep up the emotional tone of what we're fighting for, and of course, the casualties of war. Hey, it happens. Every war has casualties. As the great man once said, the price of freedom is high. And you do see that in here a couple times. It was rough. I mean, it's not the ugliest war movie I've ever seen. This is a PG-13 movie, so it doesn't get extremely gory and bad like other more hardcore war movies, but it did enough to get the point across. And this movie being, you know, solely based on this Navy boat, a lot of the dialogue is going to be military, Navy, nautical jargon, whether they're giving orders to someone or just talking about whatever. A lot of it is military speak. And I'm not gonna lie, there was some fatigue I was feeling, because again, 95% of this movie takes place out on a boat in the middle of the ocean. So there are gonna be points where you're like, alright, we're still on the boat, and we're still on the boat, and we're still on the boat, or at least that's how I felt anyway. But then, of course, I turn around and I tell myself, yeah, how do you think the soldiers on the actual boat felt? This is an hour-and-a-half long movie. It's not even that long. Those soldiers were out there for days, weeks, so I have no right to complain about watching a boat for 90 minutes. So that gets rid of that fatigue complaint. And the music, the score in this movie was actually really good. It was composed by Blake Neely, who I know for doing those DC CW shows, like Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, yeah, those shows. Which they all have good themes, actually, yeah. And the music in this movie was also really good. It was nice, big, and orchestral. When the shit was going down, the music did reflect that. It let you know there was a danger. Like, there was one scene in particular where I knew that they were in danger just from the music because I didn't understand the military jargon they were talking about at the time. But the music let me know, uh-oh, there might be German subs firing at us, and that's part of a composer's job, you know, to convey emotion, to help tell the emotional story. And Blake Neely did it really well here, so props to him. In the end, I really enjoyed Greyhound. To some, it might be just another cliche World War II movie, but I, for one, personally haven't seen too many World War II movies. At least not too many non-fictional ones, so I really like this one. Great acting, as per usual, from Tom Hanks, and from the rest of the kids on his crew, who were like about my age. I felt really bad for these kids, because these are kids that are in their mid to late 20s, serving under a captain who was in his late 50s, early 60s, and they are risking their lives out there for this country. Again, the price of freedom is high. But damn it, it's a price we're willing to pay. And if I'm the only one, so be it. But I'm willing to bet I'm not. I just had to finish that quote. I love the story of this movie. I love the atmosphere and tone. If this were a theatrical release, I would say go see this movie while it's in theaters. It's solid. So Greyhound, have you seen it? What did you think about it? And what is your favorite World War II movie? I may have asked that before, but it's been a while and I have new subscribers at this point. So whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.